This is why I say I'm always correct. Because people will try to push back on me and say I'm wrong about something, there's more context. And then when I do look into the context, I'm right. Some of you might be already aware, but I do have a telenym where you can ask me anonymous questions. And I tend to answer them, like all of them, through the app. Some of them I don't tweet out my answer. And then the ones that I really like, I answer on stream. When I answer them on stream, there goes for questions you got for me. Hey Nessie, how you doing? So, we're going to get right into it with this next batch of questions. I actually really like doing these. They're a lot of fun. I am doing pretty well. I got some great topics that I want to cover. I'm really looking forward to talking about stuffs. Oh, actually, whoopsies. I fucked up. Now I gotta reset the OBS. Which means don't worry about it. More scuff going on. Okay, so the first question, what defines one's gender and what affirms it? For me, I go by the self-ID system. You are what you declare yourself to be. It doesn't really make a big difference in the end of things. Like, there can be some arguments for sports, but honestly, I don't personally give that much of a shit about sports. So I don't care about innate biological advantages, especially when all the champions have their own innate biological advantages. But we're not going to get into transports, actually. But what affirms one's gender? Well, that's stuff that makes you happy. What you try out different expressions, and then there you'll find expressions that, you know, kind of make you feel good. There's nothing wrong with that. What is something you would recommend to anyone who hears this? I would recommend liking the stream because it helps promote my content. That's such a broad question. What am I supposed to really recommend? I don't know. You guys should try pineapple on pizza. It's like really, really good. What is normal that is considered weird in other countries? Or what is normal here that is considered weird in other countries? That is another broad one. Like a lot of these are really broad. But let's go with Canada specifically. What is normal here in Canada but weird in other countries? Oh, there's a Canadian turn of phrase where we actually kind of call lazy people zoophiliacs. Not like literally directly, but like the turn of phrase when you're not really doing anything in specific when you should be is called fucking the dog. Hey, why isn't this work done yet? Oh, cause John over there was fucking the dog. He's being lazy. It is such a weird turn of phrase, but like it's more popular. You screwed the pooch. I forgot about that one. Oh god, I'm glad I have another Canadian to back that one up. What would you do if you would be rich overnight? I would solve my immediate problems, and honestly, I would switch to content creation full time. And the big thing, I would probably quit smoking. What's the best place to have a picnic? I like parks, preferably along like a seawall or something. That was the second date with my current girlfriend. That was nice. Current girlfriend. We've been together 9 years. Current girlfriend. Do you cook? When I have to, but yes, I know how to cook. The Australian is shag spiders? No, those Australian spiders are fucking horrifying. You do not joke about that. But we are okay with joking about animals. If I were rich overnight, I'd probably help some orcs that I'm interested in, start a commune, put giant stimulus in public transit. That's super base, Tiberius. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff that I would also be focusing on, essentially. I'd like to actually get a VTuber agency off the ground that actually treats its goddamn talent ethically, one that's, not owned by a specific CEO, but owned by the people that run the agency. That's what I'd want to get started off the ground personally. That'd be really awesome. Do you think someone has feelings for you right now? Ooh, I know people do, but I really hope they're aware that I'm aromantic and I can't, reciprocate romantic feelings. I just like hanging out with friends. I like doing nice things with friends, and some stuff of that comes across as romantic to people, apparently. A respectable VTuber agency, what a fucking concept. I was a part of a VTuber org like that at one point, then I borked it. Oh. We stand our arrow comrades. Oh, thank you, Lola. When you were younger, did you spend hours playing Nintendo DS? I actually did. How are you doing, Lola? It has been a little bit. Oh my god, that conversation Marina had, that was so fucking good. I can't wait to go over it. So you were working as like one of the background kind of people of an agency? Personally, I would also want even the background people of the agency, the people that do the research, the people that work on the models, that rig the models, all of that. I am aware, Hero. I am aware. But all of the background people, everybody, not just the talent specifically, everybody should have a stake in ownership of the company they're working for. Good, my nerves are absolutely humming. Just got done with the showcase for my new model. Wait, was that today? Oh my god. Stakeholder focus. Stakeholder focus. Shareholder. I don't know. I don't know. I just think that people would be a lot more invested in their jobs if they had an actual stake in the success of that company. Also, everything in Australia wants to kill you except rabbits, which they abhor. Yeah, but Australians also have kangaroos, which are like some kind of mutant rabbits with no ears that will kill you as well if given the chance. Oh, you were just recording something. Oh, okay. Girl, you're gonna crush it. Did I actually answer the DS one? Because, like, I did play a fair bit of Nintendo DS. Though that was really in my teens, I want to say. It was fun. I just didn't really stick to it as much as I played Game Boy Color, Game Boy. Not even Advance. Wow. Yeah, I mostly played Game Boy Color. Stakeholder means people who are impacted by choices company make, and it's way better. Yeah. Every worker, a member of the board, Disco Elysium. I should really play that game, shouldn't I? How do you feel about school or work ATM? Well, I'm not the biggest fan of ass to mouth, but at least you get paid for doing work, right? Man, I played the hell out of Game Boy Color, both Pokemon Red and Gold. Girl, I loved Gold so much. Thanks for the new password, Riley. I played so much Pokemon Gold back in the day and Silver. Like, I had, I, I was being nice. Wait, I guess not explicitly nice, but I do like you, Riley. You know that. But I had at least 180 hours in that game for gold, and then 100 in silver. Like, I had both the games explicitly just to catch all them Pokemon. Making fun of my key smashing fucked up and evil. I am a demon, so forgive me. What do you think about when alone? I wish I had somebody to talk to right now. I just like chatting. I do a lot of voice chatting in my server actually. It's a lot of fun. Your opinion on giving your partner your phone password. I mean, my partner's got her thumbprint in my phone, so like she can look whatever she wants. I don't give a shit. Just played red, blue, yellow, later fire red and leaf green. Grew out of it pretty quick. Yeah, I tagged along with Pokemon for quite a while. I think where I really stopped playing was X and Y, because after that point, I can't remember what happened to my 3DS, but I don't have it anymore. And I haven't had it for a while. And then I couldn't play the latest Switch ones because, you know, you gotta do what you do to cover rent during tough times in COVID. I bought Emerald years back only to find out that my SP's battery is almost dead. Aw, that sucks. Do you think you might be able to replace that? How am I? I'm doing pretty well, just doing some AMAs. Open questions while I'm answering answering the telonyms that I've gotten. Played a bit of Moon on 3DS, but it didn't have the same magic. Yeah, I kind of felt that. I really, really enjoyed Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Those were like the most iconic ones to me personally, because like I really started getting into Pokemon with Gen 2. So those remakes really hit home for me. And then after that, it was just kind of like, I don't really have the same nostalgia factor with the latest Pokemon games, but I did play Sword and... Did I play Sword or Shield? I don't remember. I did play one of them. But it was Pokemon. It's the same game again. Since we're talking about Game Boy and Disco Elysium, someone actually homebrewed a port of Disco Elysium to work on the Game Boy. Unironically, because I have a legit Game Boy Color. I have that purple transparent Game Boy Color. What's your favorite type of pizza? Pineapple, Hawaiian pizza. The only Pokemon game post X and Y that I was super into was Legends Arceus. Honestly, I do want to try that one. I heard it's basically Dark Souls Pokemon. Though I haven't really played a lot of the Dark Souls games, I have played Absolver, which is kind of like Dark Souls, but it was fist fighting. You learn about different martial arts and then you get different moves as you get. I remember you saying that, Lola. The Nickelback. Ah, that's a good one. Absolver is so good. I need to get it again. I had it on PS4, but I don't have a PS4 anymore because, well, you do what you gotta do to make rent when you're not working. What behavior from other people can you not tolerate today that you were okay with in the past? Fucking bigotries, essentially. Like, I love me some edgy jokes. I make a fair amount of edgy jokes, I'll be honest. But if you're just making edgy jokes to be edgy, it kind of it just rubs me the wrong way. If you're just making jokes so you can say like the N-word, then that kind of says a lot about you. Conservative teenager to trans femme adult pipeline. That pipeline is fucking real. I was a 4channer for fuck's sakes. It's either we transition and get out, or we repress and become head of the Kryper army. That's only funny if you know who Nick Fuentes is. Ever been a heartbreaker? How? Probably, yeah, I think so. You either die a Nazi or you live long enough to see yourself become a VTuber. True. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't really know anybody in specific. Oh, wait, my first ex. Yeah. Yeah, that one was bad. Long story short, essentially, we were together a year, and then while I was away on a trip, like a fucking coward, I had my friend break up with my girlfriend for me. I didn't even do it over text. I didn't even do it myself. I was a fucking coward. Oh my god. That was a bit of a rough patch. Funny enough, yeah, I was a piece of shit. I was horrible. Funny enough though, I had gotten a notification that an account I forgot I even had on Twitter had been logged into. And I was like, oh shit. I better check this out. See if anybody, or see if they actually used my account to send ads or whatever. And then I just reset the password to that account, went onto it. No new posts have been made since like, I don't, like 2010 or something. And then I decide I'll do a name search for this account. And only one tweet popped up in that name search. It was essentially from 2014. Hey, I don't know if you still use this account, but if the lines of connections are open at this account, I'd just like to say, howdy, stranger. And like, I found out about that this year. So what I did was I started looking into it. I'm gonna check out who is adding my old account. I check out their profile, look into them. They're obviously queer adjacent. They seem pretty neat, pretty poggers. And then I see they've got some hand-drawn art on their page. And I'm like, That that looks weirdly similar. What? Why do I recognize that? Huh. And then I notice they have an Etsy page. So I'm like, huh, let's see what they're selling. Click on it, and they're selling like queer pride pins and like posters, I think, that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Based out of city, my city that I've lived in for many, many years. And then I see the owner of the account's name, and I'm like, no fucking way. That was my ex. So I took a screenshot. Hey Felicity, I'm just telling chat about the time that I broke a girl's heart. So I took the screenshot of that tweet to my old, no longer used, forgotten about account essentially, and then I messaged them. So what happened, or I said, hey, this might come as a surprise to you, but I no longer go by that name. I go by this now. And we started talking again. We did a little bit anyways. And we actually got together, had coffee, and talked things out. And we had talked maybe half a year after we broke up, but then we just kind of drifted away. And then just this year, we got together and talked again, and we're on friendly terms. They've moved on with their life, I've moved on with mine. We're both essentially, I think, in the same length of relationship, doing pretty well. And yeah, that's where that ended up. I've only actually had 2 relationships. That first one that I was talking about, and my current one. I just don't really pursue them. There was also about 10 years in between me breaking up with my first girlfriend and meeting my current girlfriend. I missed so much chat going through that story because I did not want you guys to fucking stunlock me, but like, I feel you guys. I feel you. I couldn't respond to it, but I've been reading it. Best friend really fucked up thing happened. Poor eyesight, red phone screen, guy was dating for 2 weeks, sent her a Dear John letter. What a dick. Like, what a horrible person. I mean, yes, I had my friend break up with my ex-girlfriend while I was away on a trip for me because I was a giant fucking coward, but like, how dare that person? A Dear John letter, it's essentially just a, Dear John, I'm breaking up with you kind of thing. And no conversation, your wife just is gone one day and there's a letter for you. Oh, you know what it is? Okay. Yay, trauma bonding. Yeah, being having that happen to you while you were younger, it really messes with you. It's going to make it really hard to live with. She ended up dating your ex fiance? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I wouldn't talk to them again either. Uh what do people usually think about you when they first see you? Damn, that's a big bitch. What to wear on a date? Okay, So wear something that is A, comfortable, and B, you genuinely like. You gotta dress to impress yourself, not impress the person. Because you don't want to build yourself up to where you're trying to live up to the expectations that you think they have when you don't know their expectations. Dress for confidence. Yeah, yeah, essentially, like, if you have a shirt that makes you feel like, yeah, I really like the shirt. It really worked. It fits me really well. It's so comfortable. I love the design on it. Wear that shirt. Nothing wrong with that. Caro broke up with me, went to therapy, so I feel better for him. That is good. That is good. Therapy is a very good thing for people to go to. But yeah, dress to impress yourself, or something that makes you look twice at yourself in the mirror. Like, give yourself a little confidence. Give yourself a little push. You can do this. Yeah, when someone breaks up with you because they only date assholes, that's a serious red flag. Oh, good lord, yeah. What did I join into? Trauma bonding. Welcome, Len. Um, I'm basically going over AMAs, like my telonyms, and we're just chatting. Oh my god. I love you guys so much. Hey, Demon Fox. Terrified of parents because ex-fiance's mom was a monster. Oh my god. My spouse's mom is a Trumper. Have you have you guys ever heard of the movie Europa? Because she considered it an interesting documentary. It's a Nazi propaganda film, like 4 hours long. It's downplaying and denying the Holocaust, essentially, I think, if I remember correctly. It's bad. Yeah, yeah. Girlfriend's mom is like, hey, here's an interesting documentary. And then when we mentioned that she did that at one point, I never did that. You kind of did, lady. Happy birthday to Shala's dad. Speaking of Nazi movies, have you seen Jojo Rabbit? No. Great movie for headlighting how stupid the Nazis were and how badly run their empire was. Oh my god, that's something that people mistake so much. They think of Nazis as like these all powerful, competent super soldiers when in reality they were as dumb as the Trumpers. They're always that dumb. They're like, yeah, I mean, what do you want me to say, Shala? I mean, like, there's a reason why they're not that smart. They're so emotionally driven. That's what it is. How can you be sure someone is interested in you and doesn't want to take advantage of you? I mean, you can't be sure about that. That's kind of what trust is for. It's always a factor of opening yourself up to being with someone else. Would you say being rich comes with disadvantages? I would say that sounds like rich apologia. And I don't know if this question asker has watched my channel, cause well, they might have. They might have seen my Eat the Rich video. I like that one. Uh, somebody left a comment under that video saying like, reported for harassment. I mean, the video's still up. I ain't never got an email. But being rich does have some disadvantages. That's not false. It just has far less disadvantages than being poor. Like exponentially less. Do you use TikTok? No. I did for a while. I don't know, got over it. Being rich rots your brain. Yeah, pretty much. Always remember to know your enemies. Yeah, like, because if you don't actually know what your enemies are saying, you can't really rebut them. You're not going to be able to really convince people who are unsure of things if you can't properly address what the other person's saying. How did you resolve your last big fight? I ended a friendship. But like I'm I'm okay with some people calling me a bad friend for ending a friendship with a 26-year-old who kept a secret relationship, non-sexual, with the 17-year-old that she had previously been accused of dating. That was whew, that was not fun. I'm not getting back into that one. What's your perfect partner? Pikachu. I want my to make my boyfriend break up with me. Any tips? Don't be a fucking coward and do it yourself. Yeah, it is a lot. iOS or Android? I've just kind of leaned towards Android. That's just me. Ended a friendship with 2 YouTubers recently too, unfortunately. Ah, that's unfortunate. Like, it sucks when friendships end, but like, sometimes they need to end. Sometimes you need to cut off the toxicity of your life. I mean, money can give you all other things, but happiness and love will never really come via money. Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think if there's like a counter argument. Cause like you can buy moments of happiness by being rich, but it doesn't really give your life meaning or fulfillment just by doing that. So it's kind of like a shallow or hollow happiness. And as for love, yeah, you how are you going to know if somebody actually loves you and not your money? Redistribution of wealth might in the long run. Yeah. I want redistribution of wealth. That's a big thing for me. Though I don't think we can actively just go up to Elon Musk and steal his money, even though it's like exploited money. I do think there would be ways to properly tax them. That's the important thing to me. Money increases your happiness until a bit past the point that your needs are readily taken care of. There's no real counter argument since everyone's happiness and love is different, but the general happiness and love together cannot be achieved via money. No, it can't be achieved via money alone. Money always was different way to trade since back then. The way to trade was via resources. Yeah, that was more or less, yeah, it's people just trading around resources, whether it's pelts, whether it's actual money or currency, or whether or not it's favors. It's all just kind of hollow a lot of the time because it's an exchange for that rather than the person wanting to give you their love freely. At least that's what I've read. People feel happier up until the point that they don't have to worry about food, shelter, and like. Then it has no real further effect. To my understanding, that's what I believe as well. Like, once things are taken care of, you don't really need a shit ton more money. I I can definitely see a person that makes, say, 500,000 a year is happier than somebody that makes 45,000 a year, but somebody that makes let's go with as much money as Musk is not. The difference between the happiness between the 500,000 and the billionaire and the 500,000 and the poverty line is exponential. Like the poverty line or the lower end. I'm phrasing this horribly. Basically, it's diminishing returns for money to happiness essentially once you what's it once you cover all the basic necessities of life. Disavowing a certain castle enthusiast content dude. His views on the Starfield pronouns drama. Oh yeah, there is a little more context to the pronouns drama. It wasn't explicitly just the pronouns in the character creator. It was a side character that is trans. And then, like, okay, to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, with heel versus babyface, I haven't watched anything. I've just seen the people getting mad at me. Holy shit, that's so fucking. Oh, that was delicious. You take care, Hayami. It is great to see you again. I'm looking forward to next weekend. Yeah, okay. So here's what, to my understanding, what happened with heel versus babyface. So he was playing the game. He was upsetty spaghetti a little bit over the pronouns in the character creator, but it didn't trigger him. He wasn't triggered to do his whole spiel that we reacted to until much later in the game when he came across a trans character. As far as I'm aware, it's a side character that's like a female clone of a male person. And that's what triggered Caillou. I watched his rant live and laughed my delectable ass off. So, okay, so you saw it live. Am I correct with what I just said, with what I assume? Because I haven't actually looked into it. I don't care that much. I just saw reactionaries getting pissy about trans ideology or gender ideology. And I just wanted to laugh. And I did laugh. We all laughed. It was so great. Oh my god, this next question I got has a his pronouns rant was during the creator scene, then he instantly went back to playing the game. Wait, so like did you I assume you've seen my video about the pronouns? Did I cover anything regarding his response to the trans character or was I actually right completely with that video? Because, like, again, I don't actually know the full context. Why are people so pro nouns? Isn't there someone that's anti nouns? Yeah, there's a lot of people that are anti nouns. They're called conservatives. The trans character was a separate scene. He stopped and whined, saying it's infecting everything. Okay, so like that whole meltdown was about the character creator, right? Oh, okay. This is why I say I'm always correct. Because people will try to push back on me and say I'm wrong about something, there's more context. And then when I do look into the context, I'm right. made a post on Twitter just mentioning that pronouns have been in games existing for a long time now, and that they aren't new. Yeah, I mean, we've had pronouns for a very, very, very... I offered to debate him if he donates $20 to the Trevor Project anytime he used a pronoun. Yeah, pronouns have been in the English language forever. Don't refer to anybody as you when talking to them directly. Generally don't get how people like that aren't embarrassed to act like that on camera. Honestly, it seemed like fake outrage to me. Like, why would you get that pissy about something that, guess what? You can fucking skip the pronoun stuff. They're just, it auto assigns pronouns, but you can decide, hey, I'd rather be they, them. I'd rather be he, him. I'd rather be she, her. Whatever. It's so funny to me that they actually get mad over the pronouns being in there. And yeah, it was only those 3 pronouns. It's not like they even included neo pronouns. Sensitive people will pay him money to get mad to justify their feelings. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised at all. Oh, this next question. What's the best day you've had lately and why that day? So, when I first answered this question on Telenym and Twitter, it was before the best day lately, which was this week. Oh my god, what was that? 2 days ago? I want to confirm it, actually. Oh shit, are you sharing that? Don't share the backside. Oh, that's why. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I just want to confirm when Marina's conversation was. That was so fucking good. I want to say it was 2 days ago. Speaking of which, she's doing a game show today? Where was it?
All that stuff. But at the end of
I need to confirm. Yeah, okay. 2 days ago. Where she was like on stream for 7 hours pretty much, going over her cancellation. And I didn't watch every last minute of it. I watched the beginning portion of her stream. I joined half hour in, and then I was there until, fuck, I was there for at least 4 hours. I didn't watch all of the debate, but oh my god, what I did watch of it was so good. Do you answer every tell you receive? Yes, I actually do. It was great to see the response, like, for her as well. There was people in their own communities getting seething over it, but like, she's got good support in her community. Yes, her quote-unquote cancellation. Ever cheated in a relationship? No, I actually have not. When I do fuck around, I make sure my girlfriend knows beforehand. God, I hate fascists. I'm hesitant to go after the people canceling her, calling them fascists, because I haven't seen anything specifically fascistic about them. But like, reactionary thought and stuff always tends to lead that way in the ends. Cancelled because titty too big, Sag. What can you do? What's your middle name? Jade. Longest you've ever not slept. I want to say... Oh, no, Len, she wasn't literally canceled because of her booba. That's what we're joking about. She was canceled over previous She was canceled because she got a sponsorship. That's what we'll leave it at for now until I actually get into the topic. Cause like it goes pretty deep. Where am I? Longest I've not slept, I think it's 48 hours plus, something like that. Opinion on skipping school. I get it. I did it, but like hang out with your friends at school. That's the only time in life where where the world is set up to socialize you. Take advantage of that, because like when adults say you're going to regret or you're going to miss being in school, it's fucking true, because when you look back at school, it's the only time where you can actually really properly socialize with people regularly. You don't really get that IRL in the working world. You're fairly isolated. What is the best time to get up for you? Like 3 p.m. But I'm not allowed to do that because I have to get up at 4 a.m. for work during the week. And the most I can sleep in these days is like 10 a.m. It's a hard knock life out here. Opinion on piercings. They are hot. I want some. I just haven't bothered to get some. Especially with how car-centric cities are. Yeah, oh my god, if they were walkable cities, it would be so much better. People need a fucking third place. Because, like, you have your home, you have your work or school, and then you should have a third place where you go out and spend time with people IRL. You don't have to do it every goddamn day. You don't have to do it super frequently, but it's still important. Everybody needs to socialize with other people. Socializing online can help, but it's not really a substitute for personal interaction. Are you happy right now, and why? Yeah, I'm fairly happy. Usually I say weed. Right now is because I got some topics that I'm really excited to cover. Are you usually on time? Yeah, I would say I am usually on time. What trait do you envy in others? I could stand to be a little meaner. I feel like I'm a little too nice. I try to see the good in people, and then that lets me just ignore red flags sometimes, and it's like I gotta break free of that. I gotta be a little harsher on criticizing people's actions. Which situations in life do you try to avoid? I try to avoid being crushed under capitalism, but like, whew, that's a hard one. I also try to avoid letting the fascists win by voting, because that's important, and not just voting. We should actively, go out and talk to people and share our ideas on politics. Too many people are just like cowards because they don't want to talk about politics, but I mean, do it. Heyo. I really wish I knew how to pronounce your name. Or I really wish I knew Spanish to actually respond. Meant to leave the invite only VC? Yeah, I was wondering why you were sitting in there for a bit. What is something that makes you instantly like someone? You say trans rights are human rights, and we're friends now. Not like literal friends, but it makes me like you. That's actually, that is why I'm Mr. Beast's #1 fan. And I haven't watched a single video of his. I'm not subscribed to him, but I'm his biggest fan. because his friend came out as transgender and Mr. Beast stood by his friend in front of his 183 million audience of Zoomers. So you can criticize individual things, but broadly, with that action, he's kind of solidified trans acceptance to a large audience of young people. How would you react to seeing a text from your ex? Oh my god, look earlier in this video. Thoughts on women running the household in a relationship. Should they? I mean, if you want the woman to run the household and they want to run it, okay. But like, it's a give and take. It's an equal share, I would say. You pull your own weight. It's not just one-sided thing. If one person does end up doing all the going out and working, and one person is staying home, the person staying at home, regardless of gender, should probably be picking up a little bit more slack on the housekeeping. That's just kind of my opinion. Cancel me for it. I really don't care. What sport just isn't your thing? Oh, it's that sport where they do... it's that sport where all of them. The household shouldn't be running unless it learns to walk. Sometimes you gotta walk before you can... No, sometimes you gotta run before you can walk. Because that's a turn of phrase. That's a thing people say. So it's gotta be true, right? Where the fuck am I? I got so many of these. What do you have planned for this week? Oh, well, look at the title of the stream. Learn to walk before you learn to run. Man, no. Do you fall in love fast or do you need time? God, all these questions about love. It's like... I have to assume they mean romantic love. Because, like, who talks about the different kinds of love? When people say love, they usually mean romantic shit. And it's like, do I fall in romantic love fast or do you need time? It's like, I can't fall in romantic love at all. I can fall into a platonic love where I grow attached to a person. Would people say they love their spouse in the same way they love their parents? In the same way they love their friends? In the same way they love their pet? People be kind of desperate nowadays? Oh, 100%. 100%. It's gotten really bad, especially since COVID. I do platonically love many members of Lola's community. Platonic love is pog. Nothing wrong with that. I just personally get weirded out somewhat when loosely, casually referring to love. Don't always. I do occasionally make that joke, but like broadly, I don't say it very regularly because it's like it's awkward to me, to be honest. How healthy is it when a partner thinks they know you better than yourself? I mean, in ways that does become true the longer you spend in a relationship with somebody in very close proximity. They will notice things about you that you don't realize, like mannerisms of yourself, like behaviors, like actions that you don't upfront think about. It's just stuff that comes up in your subconscious that you don't recognize most of the time. So in a way, yes, your partner can become a person who knows you better than yourself. It's a weird feeling, actually. Hey, Sushi. My kitty showed up. Just don't step on the power button or I will be mad. I'll be mad, sad, and cry. When was the last time you embarrassed yourself at school and how? I think the answer I gave on Twitter, telling him was, what's it? When I did a guitar class and I sang. Because, like, it was the assignment to play a song, whatever you want, kind of thing. And then, like, I did a song where I sang and played guitar. Like, I did basic bitch chords and stuff. I don't even think I did chords. I'm like terrible at guitar. And I had somebody with me that would play like the actual guitar part that's interesting. My main part was the vocals. And then the second time I went to go do that, somebody in the class was like, "Oh, you're going to sing again?" And I was like, "Well, that's going to stick with me for years and years and years and years and years and years and years." Kids exist. I will say that. Name 3 good traits about the person closest to you. Dependable, funny, intelligent. How long have you known yourself to be trans? That is a very hard one for me to answer. Like, there's always been a kind of feeling of I'm not like the other guys, especially since in puberty. Well, first puberty, I grew titties. I was at least a B cup, borderline C, I want to say. But then, you gotta fit in. So I had the surgery at 14. Nobody gave a shit then because, they wanted me to look like a guy, I guess. I didn't even know it was possible to be different. But, like, it wasn't until I was 27 where I actually stopped and thought, am I actually living the life I want to live? Because I've been preaching to other people, trans rights are human rights, live the life you want to live. But was I doing that? And then, well, I started a little bit of gender exploration, try having my partner call me a different name. Half of trans culture is looking back and going, oh, unironically, yes. But like, I got into a bit of gender exploration at the age of 27, and the puzzle solved itself as I was like trying things out. Doing this makes me feel so much better about how I view myself. Got any allergies? No, I actually don't. I've fully known since the age of 12 at 7th grade, but think there were some signs before then that were lost on me. Yeah, I can relate. I mean, the first game I ever played where you could pick your character was Mario Kart, and I'll give you guys a wild guess of what character I always picked until my brother started making fun of me for picking that character. It's a super hard one to guess. Daisy didn't even exist then. The original Mario Kart on Super Nintendo. Yeah, that's it. Shala got it. Peach. Peach. I just like femme characters because they move faster and have smaller hitboxes. Smile. Wait, Birdo was in the first Mario Kart? Huh. No, I played Peach until my brother started making fun of me, and then I started exclusively going with like Donkey Kong and Bowser. Because, when that repression hits hard, you grow a giant denial beard. Oh my god, I've got a lumberjack beard picture. That's why so many trans people I know call themselves online peach. I'm pretty sure when people use the peach emoji, it just means ass. I want to say it means they do anal, but I don't actually know. Ever thought that you were an asshole, and what was the situation? I'm an asshole a lot. It depends on your context. Am I an asshole for telling or pointing out that somebody wrote a manifesto about hating the Jews and defending Elon Musk? Depends who you ask. But have I ever thought that I was the asshole? Huh. I think there were times that I've been a little meaner than I should have been, but off the top of my head, I can't for the life of me think. I think a lot of naming yourself very feminine names is a way of course correction. Most trans femmes I know have name like Melody or Harmony. And then for me, I'm basic bitch. I'm a blonde white woman, and my name is Brittany. Me, that kind of has a gender neutral name. True. Yeah, you can't really get a gender out of Len, I guess. All the NB people I know have names like Ren or Howl or 1,000 frozen leaves falling gracefully to cut my enemies. Yeah, I gotta say, like Ren and Howl, those are not very common. But 1,000 frozen leaves falling gracefully to cut my enemies. Holy shit, you just described like literally every NB person. IRL name is way more masculine than feminine, especially my second name. Oh, that's how it sometimes goes. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked it, please leave a like and subscribe for more. Remember, if you can't be the sharpest tool in the shed, you can always be the hoe.